My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and our passenger only series. Today we're starting in the middle of the city of Poole, and this city has had its own transit system rework similar to what I did in Thurrock. So this is Poole's central bus station right here. I did this between episodes in a patron only exclusive video, and it's a very similar setup to what I did over in Thurrock, with all lines coming to this central station and then radiating out to various points around the city, including a dedicated direct service to our train station in Poole. So we're in Poole today because it's time to start doing some local services in the northern section of our map, and Poole is the ideal place to start, I think. So let's bring up the user interface. So here we can see the 5 lines that all call into here. We have Poole line 1, 2, 3 and 4 and the Station Express. As I said, that's very similar to the setup that we have in Thurrock. Now in the last episode we did unlock a new style bus. I haven't yet had a chance to have a look at it, so while we're here we may as well do that. Let's manage this vehicle and let's see if this new bus is superior. Now as before, I'm mainly interested in passenger capacity for these inner city buses rather than speed. So let's have a look at this BK670. No, although the differential isn't as bad as it was with the MAN SL192. The emissions are identical at 68, so that's fine. It does have a higher loading speed at 3 times rather than 2. But in fact, I'll sit on that and I'll think about it, actually. Because it would be nice to have a more usual looking bus, shall we say, rather than our George Jetson themed space buses that we currently have. But we'll come back to that a little bit later and make a determination. We're not sacrificing that much passenger capacity, and I don't think many of our buses are full to capacity anyway. So sacrificing, 3 seats, I think, isn't going to be the end of the world, I dare say. Anyway, let's turn our attention to Poole Station. So here we are. We have some platform availability. As far as we have one platform that is currently not being utilised by any service. And if we zoom out and have a look around, we do have 3 towns that are no longer that are at this moment not connected into Poole. We have Warminster, Boston and Nuneaton, and I think Warminster is the first city we will look to connect to our network. We already have some infrastructure quite close by, so having a branch that comes off here into Warminster shouldn't be too much of a challenge. We could also then have a service that incorporates Lowestoft. For instance, we could go Lowestoft, Warminster, Poole and then back, similar to what we did in the last episode with the Lowestoft, Carlisle, Sheffield branch service. So if we're going to do that, then the first thing we're going to need is a station somewhere in Warminster. Let's have a look at the train. Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty level, and we're at roughly the same height as our tracks over here, so the height shouldn't be too much of a problem. What we need to consider is where we want to actually situate our train station in Warminster. Now I'm thinking we'd have it somewhere in this area, and it would be a terminus station, so the station building would be at this sort of angle, with the platforms coming down this way. We'd have to demolish this and rework this road slightly, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And that hopefully will give us enough space to have a nice approach and 2 different ways of joining into our main line, either heading southbound or northbound, and hopefully we have enough space here to get those 2 junctions constructed. So the first thing we want to do to achieve all this is do some demolition work in Warminster, and I think we'll go back as far as there. We'll pause it because, as we can see, they do like to rebuild almost instantly. Go to our station buildings. As I said, it'll be a terminus station, and we'll be using the green trim for this one because it isn't on the main line. Set it to 240 and go for the usual setup down here. Catenary, yes. High speed, yes. So as I said, if we had it perhaps somewhere up here, The terrain isn't the best actually. We are starting to encroach on that hillside, and it is elevating the near edge of our station quite a lot. It's going to be difficult to eyeball this from back there. Okay, so this might be a little bit more challenging than I initially gave it credit for. We could sink the station in a little bit, maybe to about there. It would do some awful things to the terrain around the around the station building. But I think we can take care of that. So if we go for that, we accept it. And then see what we can achieve with the terrain. I think the best thing to do initially is level off a big open area. And in fact, why don't we demolish some of this? Because otherwise we're going to have a very two-tiered city in terms of elevations here. Yeah, give ourselves a big basin, if you will, around the station like this, and then push that back by blending it like so. Make these gradients here a little bit more forgiving, and that, maybe we should do that bit there as well. That's better. In fact, I might push this back even further to give ourselves plenty of room. Okay, and now, again, just run the blending tool over that cliff face there, because it doesn't look quite right. There we go. Maybe blend some of that off as well. Okay. And what we'll do is let's demolish some of these industries here. Get the road building tool out. We need a road along the front of the station as per. That should work nicely. It's nice and smooth and flat. And then coming from this corner here, we can run alongside this edge of the station. It does mean we'll never be able to use this platform, but that's okay. We can always expand out in the opposite way over to the left as we're looking at it. And can we get a nice connection here? I think if we do this... Why is that? No, it's not bowed, it's just an optical illusion. Connect that in there. Blend some of that off, and can we aim for a junction just there, do we think? Let's see, can we... we might be able to squeeze it in without having to demolish anything. Yes, we can. And then connect. Well, don't know what's happened there. And it's done it again. Third time's a charm, do we think? Let's see. There we go. Like that. And again, just smooth it all off around the edges. How's that look? That's not too bad. In fact, would we be better leveling in this middle section, do we think? No, we'll not do any more. We'll blend off what we have at the moment. Yeah, like that's fine. That's not a problem. So what we can do to encourage them to build in this area is give them a road that, say, does something like this, and then they can build off of that if they want to. So we can restart now. And not that, we want tracks because we want to do our approach here. So let's keep everything level. Now I think given the short or the limited amount of space that we have here, we might have to go for the diamond approach on the approach for this station, because it's the most compact way to achieve what we're going to want to achieve. So let's do that. I have been loath to use these diamonds for the past couple of episodes, as I'm sure you're well aware, but I think in this instance it's going to be the most suitable option. And there we go. I thought for a moment it wasn't going to let us have a diamond. This one might be a bit tricky because we're on a bit of a corner, a bit of a curve. Nope, that's fairly straightforward. And then what we'll do is turn that off, allow the tracks to rise and fall as they see fit. Oh my word, we're quite elevated there. I didn't think it was that bad. But there we go. Can we get down to the track level? No, we can't. Right, okay, so that poses a bit of a quandary. We're not too far off. I suppose, yeah, if we come this way we can. It's quite a long approach, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. Right, let's think about this. Well, let's pause it because they're going to get grumpy with me for this. Let's demolish this road here. Let's take it all the way back past the tracks. Like that. And let me think. So we need to get these two, unless... No, we do need to... Do we? Let me think about this. No, let's have them carry on just a touch like this. And my plan is to have these two heading up to the north and these two going to the southbound. And we could do something like this. So if we want to utilize these platforms for something coming in from the south, we can. And can we have something similar over here? So, no, it's got wants to be that one, doesn't it? Over to there. Maybe if we come back a little. Like that. So, you can get out down there. Let's make a couple of double slip switches here. I don't think we need them. So this is a bit of a mess. And we might not have full platform availability from all directions. But given the fact we have to juggle this quite steep terrain here, although that's not too bad now. I don't know why it was so bad first time around. Yeah, that's not bad. So let's bring it like this. Where's the tunnel entrance? There it is. Let's go to about there. What's the speed on that corner? 84. That's not bad. And similarly, come down like this. In fact, let's just get those brought into one before we move on to the other side. So quite slow as they turn off, but that's not too much of an issue. Nice overlaps. Come up to this point, and can we do something similar here? Again, try and get it done before the tunnel entrance. Where are we? Let's just do that, and then see if we can connect this in nicely. Yeah, good speed, all in excess of 100 miles an hour, so not a drama with that. Bring this one down as well, like so. Connect those together. 60, yeah, 60's fine. We do have a 56 back there, but as long as it's in excess of 50 mile an hour, it isn't the end of the world. So those signals might want to be repositioned, we shall see. And let's think about this now. So if we're coming from the south, we can get to platforms 1 and 2. And using this, we can get to 3 and 4, or whichever way around the numbers are. If we're coming in from the north, heading south, we can get to platforms 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, so that's fine. And as we're leaving, platforms 1 and 2 can go northbound, and they can also go southbound thanks to this double slip switch here. And platforms 3 and 4 can go northbound, and they can go southbound. So I think that should work, and we should, I think, have full platform availability from all directions and heading out in all directions as well. Right, so we need to rebuild that connection road for them, and I think we'll come in from over here. So let's go country roads, medium country road. Let's bring you to about, in fact, why don't we have a bridge over this? That'll be quite nice. Let's bring you to about there. We probably don't want the bridge to be that long, so we'll stick with earthworks for the time being. Keep you nice and level though. Will you bridge over at that point? Yes, you will. Let's change the bridge style. Let's use that one. How does it look from ground level or from track level? Looks pretty decent. Let's pull it back a little bit, maybe to about there. And if we push this back even further, so we can have a bit more of a gentle gradient down to ground level. In fact, let's just run it all the way out like that. Again, remove the bridge and go for earthworks. We'd have to blend this bit, as we can see, because it's gone to a sheer cliff. Or what we could do... In fact, no, let's do that, and then let's demolish this. And have the bridge extended somewhat like that. Yeah, that should be okay. Now we can restart the game. The main city connection has been re-established. Just blend off the edges ever so slightly, just to make it look a bit tidier. There we go. How's that? Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so that's all taken care of. What we want to worry about now are the signals marshalling things in and out of our new station at Warminster. So we'd have one way there and there. We want a signal there and over on this way over here. Let's have a clearing signal from both directions there and there. And then the bog standard block signals now. So let's go something like this. So where's the signal? There it is. Let's stick a block in here. And let's do another block. Let's go there and there. And we'll go there and there. Okay. Do we want to do... We could do a gantry signals as well over here, but I don't think we want any signals between the potential gantry signals and the end of this spaghettified set of tracks that we have right here. So let's get our gantries. We need to be in assets for this, of course. Gantry. So we want left stand there and there. And then we want right stand there and there. And then we want to put in some bi-directional signals on these gantries. So there. Yep, there and there. Wonderful. So Warminster is now connected. What we need to do is put in a bus system for Warminster. And I think what we will do here is we'll use a one-way road. And can we get this to double around? Oh, it looks a bit weird. Let's bring it to about there. And then there. And let's make the station frontage road one way as well. And then we'd have a bus stop on this side of the road, just there. And then for the initial bus system in Warminster, we'll go for the standard loop system, with a view to potentially upgrading it to a wheel and spoke style setup later on. There, and let's have you there as well, so we just loop around the city, very straightforward. So let's build this new line, this new bus line. There we go. Let's colour you red. So this is the Warminster line. No, bus. Are we calling them bus lines? I cannot remember. Let's have a look. Let's just filter by buses. Loop. Bus loop. Okay. So instead of bus line, you need to be bus loop. Anyway, Warminster bus loop 01. Okay, let's get the road depot so we can get some vehicles up and running. Let's pop it just there. Buy vehicles. I think we will go for the BK670s. And let's go for 5. Colour them red. Give them their line assignment, and away they go. So now then, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to create our first branch line on the northern portion of our map. And as I said at the beginning, I think the best thing to start with is a Poole Warminster Lowestoft service. So we have a spare platform over here, as we know. Just turn that filter off, that's better. We have platform 4. So let's go new line. Lowestoft, let's have you be yellow. So add station, we are going Lowestoft platform 4. We are coming into Warminster. Doesn't really matter what platform they opt for, but we'll go for platform 1. Start at the beginning, if you will. Then you're heading out to pool. And here we want you on platform 3, because that's currently unoccupied, so that makes the most sense there. Then you're coming back down, back into Warminster. And I think we will go for a northbound, southbound like that, so we can go into platform 2. And then you're coming out and going back into Lowestoft. Very simple, straightforward, but it should prove okay. So once again, we can get away, I think, with having full town names for this. So Lowestoft, Warminster, Pool, with an E, Branch. Right, so now we can hop down to Hull while the autosave is doing its thing. There we go. Hull, train depot, buy vehicles. Do we want to use the same sort of setup that we used in the previous episode with the BR218s? Or do we fancy something a little bit different? I think the 1042 might be overkill. Let's have a look at multi-units. What about the Mirage? That's quite a decent option. Not too bad. Just over 1.5 million. Good capacity. Is that too much, do we think? Well, let's try it, but let's just have 2. So that's 54 million, so quite the price tag, but we're at over $1 billion now, so it's not too much of an issue. And yeah, let's just do it and see what happens. We can always drop a train off if we need to. Colour them yellow and put them on the new branch. And we'll see what sort of impact this has. I don't think we're going to have time to connect into Boston or Nuneaton today, unfortunately. And when we do come back to connect into these other cities and have maybe some good off to the north as well, such as maybe to Stafford and Wigan or whatever, we're going to have to expand our capacity down here at Pool Station, which is not too much of an issue. We should have plenty of room either side of the station to connect in extra platforms, so we'll do that. In fact, I might do that off. In fact, no, I won't do it off camera. What I'll do, I'll expand this in a Patreon-only exclusive video, and then when we pick it up in the next episode, we'll be ready to go for our other connections to some of these other cities nearby. So I think that's probably where we'll have to. In fact, no, before we've got what, 20-25 minutes or so. Let's look at some of our buses. I don't think we need these. Was it the BK706 or something? Let's filter by cargo. Now, as we can see, you're quite full, so we don't want to take any capacity off you. But we could do that one. Yes, some of them are certainly going to be viable. All of these Thurrock and Pool lines are big contenders because they're not approaching their capacity. So yeah, let's just work through. I know these are subject to change, so this is not necessarily truly representative, but let's keep that pinned open so we can see it in the background. So all pool lines. Now we want to be on. There we go, that's better, yes. So all of these pool services we will swap out. Let's just filter by road vehicles only here. All of these Thurrock lines we will swap out, including the station exchanges. So they can all be swapped for the BK670. There we go, let's close that down and have another look here. Hull, Rugby and Lowestoft, I think, yes, can also be swapped out as well. So we want Hull, Rugby, and the 2 Lowestoft lines, yeah, that's fine. Can be swapped for the BK670 as well. What else? Not this one, because this is at capacity. Wigan, Carlisle and Dunstable. Well, Dunstable definitely. I might keep those 2. So Dunstable, swap out. Yeah, I'll keep those. Keep that one. Sheffield bus loop, yes, we'll do you as well. Whoops, reopen that, that's better. Sheffield bus loop, replace. There we go. And the Leeds bus loop, we'll do that one as well. And then we'll retain the Staveley, Wigan and Carlisle ones. So where are you? There you are, Leeds. Swap out. Yeah, wonderful. Let's just have a quick look at those vehicles before we get on our cab ride outro. Don't know why I had an elongated break there. Let's as if we're doing a cab ride here, so we can get down and have a good look at it. Wait, is that Chinese characters? I think. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. But yeah, looks decent enough. Yeah, why not? Have we had the date pause? No, we haven't. Oh, of course, we unlocked some planes at the start, didn't we? Okay, so yeah, that's where we'll end it for today. Obviously, we'll take a ride on our new service. It might take a little while for the trains to get up there. They've had to travel all the way from down here. Let's see if we can find any of them and how close they are. There's one. I don't know which train you are. You're train 20. Where's train 19? Are you ahead or behind? You're ahead, and you're just passing through Carlisle. So you will be heading to Lowestoft, so you're not too far away. So again, let's pause the date now. Run it a little bit faster to allow the train to get to Lowestoft a little bit sooner. And I'll put a cut in and we'll hop on board just as we're departing Lowestoft. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I've noticed a little snafu that we're going to have to fix here. This had assigned itself to platform 1 in Lowestoft. When we switch it to platform 4, we can see we have the error that we could not connect all stations. There's no way to get from Lowestoft over to Warminster from platform number 4. So what we're going to have to do is just give them a way to get over there. And it should be a very simple fix. All we need to do is... So platform 4, it's this one here. That's all. That's one way. In fact, no, they can come down here. That one-way signal there. So what we're going to have to do then is very quickly put a cross point there, demolish that signal, and just push it a little bit further down the track to say there. One way, yes. Put it there. Now you should be able to do it. Yes, you can. Okay. So now we can get back on board. Now that's all taken care of. I think everything else is fine. Platform 3 at Poole. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so let's get back on board and enjoy the cab ride. So, wrong platform for the initial journey, but that's not too much of an issue. So here we go then. We'll go as far as Poole, of course. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. My Patreon supporters do get access to ad-free content as well as exclusive Patreon-only videos as well. So if you want to check that out, there is a link in the description on this video. For now though, ladies and gentlemen, all that remains for me to say is, as always, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.